Man, I wish I was Donnie Yen's age and could do what he can do. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of The Prosecutor, the newest film from director Donnie Yen. Okay, so Donnie Yen is directing himself in a new action thriller legal drama that basically stars Donnie Yen as Fok Chi-ho, who is, in essence, a retired cop who feels like he's not equipped for the job. 7 years later, he's a prosecutor for the state, and he is investigating a crime group, I guess you could say, a crime division in China, and it leads him to this grandfather and this boy who basically is being accused of drug smuggling. He, of course, claims his innocence and is basically convicted for 27 years. In the process, because this is a crime drama slash action thriller, this is a movie that has, corruption in the politics. It has a lot of action sequences. It has people like Julian Cheung, Mike Hui, Francis Young, MC Chong Tenfu, who are very famous actors. And it basically is a legal drama slash action thriller where Donnie Yen's character basically has to take down a crime unit and try to get a young kid who's accused of doing something he didn't do out of jail. That's kind of where it leads. It's a very by the book when it comes to Chinese action legal thrillers in a lot of respects. So I didn't know Donnie Yen was a director. He's directed a couple of things before, but I always knew him as an action martial arts superstar in a lot of respects. Of course, he was in Rogue One, but he's known for doing like Ip Man and stuff like that. But he's very famous. And then a lot of people he gets in his movies are very famous as well. A lot of famous Chinese actors. But I found this movie, which is from Welgo USA, who is known for handling a lot of these films, especially from China and stuff like that. And I watched the trailer and I was like, ooh, this actually looks pretty good. So I requested a screener. They were nice to accommodate. And so leading into my honest review, I think this is a absolutely fantastic, one of my favorite films I've seen this year. I think it is a little melodramatic. I think it's a little campy in some spots, but it is definitely Donnie Yen doing what Donnie Yen does really well, which is crazy, awesome martial arts sequences, having some really interesting drama in his aspect. But it's a movie where Donnie Yen is like in his late 60s and he is still kicking ass. He is a guy that looks good for his age, and he is well positioned to be a pretty competent director as the future goes along, whether he does his own movies or not, which a lot of these directors like to be in their own movies, especially Chinese martial artists and stuff like that. I think the action is some of the best I've seen this year. I think it's incredible. I think it's up there with some of the most kinetic. It's up there with like John Wick style like martial arts. There's a lot of like first person point of views when it comes to the action. Like the beginning of this movie has some really killer action in it. Really kinetic action, really violent action. And it's just a movie where an individual feels like he is down on the ropes, down on his luck, and then he finds some kind of drive and finds some kind of thing in his life where it really helps him kind of rise above the cream of the crop and stuff like that. And once again, he has a lot of hurdles he has to overcome, and it's very much a Chinese martial arts action film in a lot of respects, but it's also very much a legal drama with a lot of, chaotic material. And I feel like the characters are well portrayed. Once again, you have a lot of famous people who I may or may not know, but a lot of really famous people like Julian Cheung, Michael Wei, like I said, and Adam Park and stuff like that. It just has a lot of people that are well known in the space. And I feel like this movie really delivers on its goal to be a really fun, entertaining, very dark and heady type of action film. And once again, the action sequences are going to have Donnie Yen be the badass, and he's going to kick some serious butt. And it's no different here. He does get his butt kicked. So there is a level of like narcissism here, but there is a level of just how much fun, how good at what Donnie Yen is doing when it comes to his ability for martial arts and good for action. Like I said, there is some really cool like camera work in this where they use drones to like shoot a action sequence where they go away from the building and they actually like pan around the building and kind of come back forward into the building, which is really cool. I do think there is some CGI mixing in here where some of the shots, the cityscape shots may be CGI, but I could be wrong. I don't know exactly how the Chinese culture when it comes to filmmaking handles that kind of stuff. But I think this movie really sets a precedent for just how good Donnie Yen is as a multitask director slash actor slash writer. And I think the fact that he got a lot of famous people and a lot of good people to be in this movie and to do something like once again, the script is very melodramatic. It is a little goofy. You know, the music, it is what it is. It's very Chinese, Mandarin music in a lot of respects. But I think the music withstanding, I think this movie is just a really fun, really entertaining actions, like thriller. It has some really good violence. It has some pretty crazy stuff. It goes places that you expect a film like this to go when it comes to the martial arts style. And I think Donnie Yen is really fun in this movie. I think he is. I think he's really entertaining. He has a lot of fun with the the son who is being convicted of something he didn't do. I think the grandfather or uncle or whoever it is really a lot of fun as well. And I think if you can get past some of the problems with the script writing, some problems with the fact that the story kind of goes exactly where you're going to go, I think it's great for, it's an hour and 50 minutes, so it could be a little bit shorter, but I think it's a really entertaining, really top-notch action thriller with some great action, great martial arts filming that is done from a professional guy who has been doing it for years and knows what he's doing. So I love this movie. It's one of my favorites of the year. I know it came out in 2024, but we're finally getting here in the States. But once again, I commend Well Go USA for putting these films out and letting us see them in the public. But overall, I love The Prosecutor. I think it's fantastic and well worth your watch, especially if you like Donnie Yen and you like these good action movies. So there you go. Anyways, with that said, that is my take on The Prosecutor. Thank you so much for watching. But in the comments below, what is your favorite, Donnie Yen film? Is it the Ip Man series? Is it stuff like that? Was it Rogue One? Was it, what is it overall? Just let me know in the comments. But otherwise, if you like what you see in this video, awesome. Hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell. Top to find is coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. As always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out, guys.